Okay, did that work? It kind of worked. I'm using my phone as a monitor because to make me feel disoriented and discombobulated and stuff. So, Aloha Cupcakes. We're now a week into this, me filming a video every day and trying to post it every day in a long form context on the YouTube. When I started this, I didn't realize that there were a few challenges that I was going to have to come to terms with, that I'm going to share those with you. And hopefully these three things can help you out a little bit. The first one is shooting in public. You're going to have to take your camera out. You're going to have to actually go shoot something. It just is how that works. So yeah, it looks goofy. I was walking around in an art installation in the dark with a camera out, trying not to trip over things. And it's like, okay, well, had to select some gear, had to figure out what it was that I was going to do. And I ended up using a DJI Pocket, which I'm starting to really like the camera, by the way. It's convenient to have something that small that's shooting in 4K. And like the colors kind of took a little adjustment because it doesn't shoot in any form of log, and everything else I do have does. So I had to do some correcting and some learning. But in situations like that where I don't want to walk around with my camera, big ass rig. Well, not big. It's an S1. It's a Lumix S1. So it's a fairly large body camera, but it's not anything bigger than any other camera really, especially one that's got a cage on it and the mic. And at that point I probably would have needed lights and the focus puller, and okay, so it would have been a pretty large rig. So there's that. Second one is that you really need to plan your stuff out. And I mean, when I say that you plan your stuff out, so not just the production of your videos, but you need to have a plan for what your videos are going to be. I still have 3 weeks left of this, and while I have an idea of some of the things that I would like to shoot, it may or may not happen. Like, I understand that going into this thing, I'm probably going to fail at some point during the course of this, because I'm just going to either not have the energy to do something, I'm not going to have the time to do something, and I'm not going to have any inclination as to what I even want to do. I will most likely run out of ideas before the end of this month. But the planning part of it isn't entirely that. You need to really focus and work down your workflow. Like, a couple of these videos that I did, like the video I did of the painting that no one saw. That's the one with, I'll link it, but like, right. I don't know. I'm pretty sure this image is backwards. One of these corners, it should be there. I'm going to leave it there for a few seconds. Hopefully I may not actually figure out how to do that. At which point you're just sitting there. What's he talking about? There's a thing on YouTube I could put in the corner of the video, a video for you to watch for something else. Okay. I'll use that one at the end of this video to make up for the fact that I probably did not figure this out here. But that video, because it actually did take a couple days for me to finish that painting. So even though that video is like 8 minutes long, that was 3 days of my life. Now, was it 3 complete days of my life? No, it's segments of that. And I clipped out large portions of things, especially when I'm sitting there waiting for things to dry and blowing on it with a heat gun. And there were a couple of failures of the base coats and stuff like that when I was painting it. But once it was done, it still needed to get finished as a video. So I still needed to, I just got paint on myself. Sitting on my workbench where all my paint and stuff is, I get paint on myself. But I needed to work through how to edit that video, how I wanted to present that video, how I wanted that video to go. And still in the end, what ended up happening was this paint's not coming on. So by the time that video was done, once that voiceover time came through and I was sitting and recording it, whatever came out in my first take on that is literally what that video got, which isn't abnormal. A lot of my videos, that's just how it goes. I tried scripting it a couple times and I tried to actually adhere to my own scripts, and all I do is sit there and fumble over my own words, and then I start over. Then I do it again, fumble over my own words, and I start over. And then it's like after the 8th time, I'm just like, whatever, man. I'm just going to say whatever it is that pops into my head, and everyone can suffer. I have not gotten better at that at all. Now, the third thing, and this is probably, I don't know, I won't say that it's equally as important, but I think that along with the planning and along with having your ideas and along with, being able to shoot out in public, I think that the thing that I'm struggling with and the thing that currently is bugging me is not having enough content that I feel is worthy of making into a video. I could sit here and paint all day, and I could make a video of every time I paint. I could sit here every time I draw out something and paint it and draw, do the airbrush, whatever. But the thing is, like, that video is going to bore me. And my videos are already boring. Like, let's call it what it is. Like, I'm sitting here painting most of the time. And if I didn't speed those up, they're an hour and a half long. Like, one of the last pinstriping videos that I did when I was burning down everything, I had almost 2 hours of footage for 3 colors of pinstriping. So, yeah, I have to speed that up. I have to trim that out. I have to make it at least slightly interesting. Because if I won't watch it, why would I expect you to? Also, that's another reason why a lot of my videos don't ever get published, is if I'm doing the edit and I'm watching it and I'm bored watching the edit, not happening. I just delete it. I might make it into a time lapse and I might speed it up, but I guess that's the point, though, is to have that plan, to have content enough to fill in the gaps for when you don't have something you really like. It's like this weekend I had a bunch of adventures. Next weekend I have a car show. Is it next weekend? It might be next weekend. It might be this week. I don't know. I will check my schedule. So, but the thing is, like, that's the other part of it. I'm not entirely organized when it comes to time frames, so I can't really plan things out as much as I would like to. And that's the thing. That's the missing piece. I'll work on it. I'm identifying on my own deficiencies right now, and I'm telling you about them so that you can... I don't know what you're going to do with that. Maybe you should do not what I do. So, like, you should plan. You should have ideas before you start. You should be prepared. You should make sure that you have all the equipment. I'm currently going to acquire more equipment this week for video stuff. Granted, it's something I wanted for a while, but there's still more equipment that's going to be coming in, because while I've been doing this in the last, 7 days, I found deficiencies in my gear. I found deficiencies in my flow. I found, well, one, because my mouse apparently doesn't work right. I didn't even realize that it didn't, but there's a whole command structure in my mouse that doesn't work. And I was like, oh, look at that. So I got to change that. But yeah, I mean, I hope I covered 3 points. I think I covered 3 points. I kind of rambled a lot. Maybe this is useful. Maybe it's not. I don't know. I don't even know what video I'm going to start to produce for tomorrow. I probably won't be anything like this. I hope it's not like this. Today was a little rough. All right. Well, at least for this video, that's all I got. And I hope it helps, if at all. It would be really awesome if you would actually go in the comments and let me know that it helped, or tell me everything that I did wrong. I mean, criticize the hell out of me if that's the thing. Like, criticize how I produced this video. Like, I'm fairly certain it's in focus for the most part. I hope that the audio doesn't sound like garbage, but all the things that I did wrong, by all means, just tell me, because I don't get the feedback I think I need in order for me to improve on what I'm doing. All I get is, and then I see just numbers. So just I don't know, just type something. Like, type the word something. If that's all you got, do that much. And then if this does help you somehow, show me whatever it is that you did. Like, whatever improvement this gave you, show me results. Like, you know what? That's actually what I want more than comments. I would rather have the results. I would rather know that you've done something productive with whatever nonsense comes out of me. That's what I'm after. So do that. So, yeah, I think that's it. So until the next one, stay moist, my friends.